Hi YouTube, it's Sunday, the something of October 2021. My God, it's already October. Summer is done. It's actually sunny out there right now, but a minute ago it was just pelting it down with rain. Fortunately, I walked the dog this morning. Good call on my part. I've actually got a video coming up where I've switched the radiator over. I don't know what my last video was, but I think at the end of my last video I did say that I'd burst a hole in my radiator, but I had a spare upstairs. That's upstairs in the loft. That's the word for that. So yeah, I've got a video coming up where I switched the radiators over. That went very well. Only took me about 2 hours, so that was quite good. Probably because I've done it before. I'm getting quicker. Today, though, I am just messing about. It's Sunday, I can't really be asked to do anything major. So there's been something that's been bugging me. Obviously, the underside of my car now, the subframes and everything are just immaculate. But one job that was outstanding was the rear jacking points. They're held on with 3 screws and they're a pig to get off after 30 years. And I just put off doing it. So I thought I'd remove them today and clean them up and put them back on. It's just a little job, but also this video will just show you a little tip for getting stubborn screw head, crappy, stupid design. I mean, they could have just put a socket head on it, but stupid design little screws out that have been on for 30 years. So I've done this side. Well, I removed it this side. It's sitting in there in a bath of brake cleaner. This is what it looks like, by the way. Basically got a plate. Sits that way up, obviously. There's your jacking point, and it's held in by 3 of these. Like I said, they could have just put a nice socket on them, but they didn't. So after 30 years or so, I mean, actually mine, if I zoom in on that, it's pretty good. I think one of them was a little bit worn, actually. Maybe that's not the worst one. This one, yeah, this one's just, someone's been at it before, I think. It's just slightly mangled. I'm going to have a look on S&G Barrett and see how much these are. If they're pennies, then I'll get 6 new ones. But you never know. Sometimes these random little parts are either unavailable or like, I don't know, £5 each or something. And you're like, nope, that's not happening. In which case, I'll just clean them up. Again, I will just see how much these are new. Because sometimes daft stuff like this, it's always worth looking. You can spend years tidying that up, making it all lovely and spray painting it and all that stuff, and then you look on S&G Barrett and it's £3. Ha! And you're like, why did I just waste my life? So I will have a look, but I think they're probably unavailable or stupidly expensive. The screws maybe not. Anyway, that's that side off. Let's go over the other side of the car, jack it up. Obviously we have to jack it up and then put the car up on blocks because we need the jacking point. You can't do this if the jack is on the jacking point and the car, you know what I mean. Okay, over the other side of the car, so I'm sure you know where your jacking points are, but I may as well add it to this video a little. Oh, I've forgotten my leverage device. Also the tool for tightening the jack up. We don't want that in yet. There's another handy tip I'm going to show you, which I'm sure, again, the majority of you know, but if you don't, line your jack up and then do this bit by hand. Absolutely no point in fanning about. And I'm saying everyone knows that, but I do see people messing about using leverage device for this part when that's much quicker. So I'm full of handy tips today. Anyway, let's get this jacked up now. Hopefully it's not going to pull itself. I did knacker a wheel on this years ago. Kind of tried to heat it up and bend it back out, but it doesn't really work. Ideally, a jack should slide with the car. This one can be a bit stubborn sometimes. I think it is moving. And what will end up happening if it doesn't move is you'll end up pulling the car and then potentially pulling it off the blocks on that side. I need to get a new jack, to be honest. It is rolling forward. If you just watch the front wheels, that's what it should be doing, so that's good. Okay, that's sat on some very precarious looking blocks, and I haven't chocked up the front wheels, so we're all good to go. Oh. Right, so jacking point is, oh, there's the block I need. I need that. I reckon I can reach it though. Yep. There we go. Yeah. So that's how it looks. Actually, these ones aren't as furred up as the other side. However, the reason I'm going to show you this little tip is because trying to, I mean, if you're under this car on a lift, you'll be able to get one of them big long screwdrivers and put loads of force up. But if, like me, you work in a little home garage, you just don't have that option, and trying to get enough force upwards to turn them without just messing them up and slipping is unlikely. So we're going to do a little setup with the trolley jack, which I'm going to do now because I can't do it while I'm filming. So first off, you need the correct the hex posi. I don't know what that is, but you need the correct one anyway. I went and bought a tool, you know, one of those impact driver tools from Halfords. It had all these on. I'm sure you can get them online and at other retailers. But that is the correct one for these. Yeah, these are actually a lot cleaner than the other side. Maybe I cleaned these at some point. I don't remember doing that. Anyway, always a good idea to... I can't be asked to go get the driver tool bit, so just a gentle... just to clear any crap out. Now we need our jack. And our block, and I'm just going to do it up finger tight. I don't need immense amounts of force. Get it somewhere near. Should be about right. Now I'm going to stick the oh, I may have put that too high actually. I'm going to stick it in a 1/4 inch ratchet or 1/2 inch ratchet. I can't remember which is which. Make sure it's set to undo before I start, which it is. And then get this lined up somewhere near and just apply enough force so you can just see the car just starting to lift there. And now I can gently rotate that just enough just to break it free. Let the jack back off. It's actually nudged my forward backward thing, but we should find now that that's loose. So again, I'm going to go and do that on the other two. Stop deflating. I got to press the non-deflation button, didn't I? I think that's there. Yes. Lovely. That's just lovely, that is. Yeah, that one's loose. See all the years of undersealing here. I just think if you were to try and just, I mean, do it like that, I'm not even going to try because I don't want to risk stripping that stupid head that they couldn't be bothered to put a socket on. And the last one hopefully isn't the one that cocks up. No, there we go, it's gone. Right, don't need the jack anymore. Get out of my way. And now we can just wind these off. Get off. Yep, just hit my head off the jack. 3. There we go. So, obviously I'll get some brake cleaner in here, clean all this old stuff up, treat that very, very minor surface rust, give that a coat of underseal, and then when we've got either new parts or cleaned up parts, pop it back on. This is the tool, by the way, that I got from Halfords impact driver. Nice little case. And yeah, the idea is that you put in the attachment that you want, and this is a sort of spring-loaded whacker thing, so you can just help things along. But I didn't need that for this job. But it comes with all these. If you're looking at your car going, oh, I wonder if I can undo that with a standard screwdriver. Probably not. I'd recommend going out and getting one of these, because they come with all the big fat screwdriver things. I do have some old big screwdrivers somewhere. I just got this this metal cabinet, by the way, free the other day, thanks to my mate Andy was clearing out his garage. And along with that, I got a load of old Imperial spanners and some metrics. Where did I put those big ass screwdrivers that you gave me? There they are. Yeah, so actually, if I was up on the Focus, if I was up on the lift, I could probably have got that on it, and pushing up against the car, probably would have had enough leverage to do it. But like I said, if you're working in a small garage with, you know, that kind of clearance like I am most of the time, that's with the jack underneath, handy little thing. I think I saw it on Ed China's channel, actually. He did that the other day. Anyway, I'm going to get this one cleaned up, and then I'm going to go shopping on S&G Barrett and see if they're available and how expensive they are. Right, I've had a quick search on eBay. Not eBay, S&G Barrett. Well, actually, I have a little chain of like a little process of how I find parts. So I go on S&G Barrett, find the parts because their website's just nicely laid out, or on Jaguar Land Rover Classic. Find the part I need, get the part number. If it's on sale at S&G Barrett for a reasonable price or whatever, then maybe buy it. If not, or it's unavailable, or it's ridiculously expensive, I go and copy the part number over to eBay or Google. And a lot of the time you can find parts that way. Sadly, you can't seem to get these anymore. I did find those on S&G Barrett. Can't find them anywhere. They're probably a standard. They're a 3/8 UNF thread with a, obviously whatever that's called, edge. So I could probably, I might put a bit more effort tonight into sourcing some of these, maybe. And the plates, I did find them on eBay. There's a company in the UK is making these to spec. They were quite reasonably priced, actually, 60 quid for the pair. But mine are good. They will paint up and look like brand new by the time I'm finished. So I'm not spending 60 quid when I don't need to, and we'll look into those later. So I'm going to clean these up anyway and just see what they look like cleaned up, because once they're cleaned up, a lot of the time stuff actually looks a lot better than it does once you get rid of all the rust. So to do that, a few people have been asking actually how I clean up all the little bits. Obviously big stuff goes off to the powder coater, gets sandblasted and comes back all shiny. All my little bits either get replaced, or if in the case of these they can't be replaced, they go in the vise, but not like that. First off, we go over to my little library of nuts and bolts, and I want 3/8 UNF nuts. Yes, I'm pointing right at it. So we'll have a what's that stuff called? Non-gripping one. I can't do that one-handed. Anyway, we'll screw that onto there, and then we can put it in the vise without destroying the thread. Right, that's now fixed in the vise. I'll then get my drill, and then I've got this wire wheel for evil stuff. Probably need those for the plates just to get them back to bare metal. I'm going to go with this for this. I think will be enough. Helps you put it in straight, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Oh, I need my goggles. These wire wheels have a, I'm not one for health and safety, but those wire wheels have a habit of flinging sharp bits of metal off. Now I've got a little tool that goes on the drill actually, cleaning out that little bit inside there. This one should do it. Ah, don't do that. Don't want masonry setting. I'm gonna have to clean my screwdriver up now, aren't I? I can't go unscrewing things that I've just cleaned with a dirty screwdriver. It's just not the way to do things. Ah, that's all 6 done. They're not perfect, but they're a lot better than they were. Got rid of most of the pitting. I mean, some of the edges, like especially that one, they've obviously been gnarled on before. But if I can't find any replacements, which I'm starting to think I probably can't be bothered, they will do. Why won't you focus? Focus. There we go. They will do just fine. Onto the actual plate. Where did I put them? Plates. Ah, yes, they're still having a bath in there, aren't they? So for the plates, just to make it easier to mount them in the vise again, just stick in a nut and a bolt through. It just means then I've got a way of holding it. I need more aggression. That's not going to do it. Bit scared of this one. It has a habit of flying off. Right, I changed my mind. I was going to prime and paint them, but after a bit more clearing up, I decided actually the bare metal with a little bit of age, I quite like that. They're quite shiny now. They're never going to be, I'll move that instead of the camera. You can sort of see. So I've taken all the rust off, taken them back down to bare metal, got them as nice as I can be bothered to. Same with those and the front ones as well. Still a bit of rust up in them, but I don't really care. Yeah, so I've sprayed those with some lacquer to stop them oxidizing, and once they're dry, in about 3 million years, I shall stick them back on the car, just so that everything's ready under here. I've treated the rust and put myself a nice new layer of, it's that bit I need to be looking at, isn't it? Nice new layer of underseal. Same with the fronts. Yeah. So that's all ready for, I don't need that light on, do I? Because I've got a light on my phone. What's that red stuff? Oh, yeah, that's grease from before. Yeah, so that's all ready for those to go back on. Right, so the lacquer's dry. Pretty happy with how they've come out. A little bit of a run there, I don't care. There's a little bit of brown still showing, a little bit of corrosion still showing up in the void there. Just catches in the light sometimes, but it's kind of difficult to get the grinder up in there without damaging them. So actually these two look all right. The other two I just had a little bit of rust. Anyway, didn't bother trying to source any of these. These cleaned up pretty well, to be fair, compared to what they were like. Bit of grinder on the top and a bit of wire wool, and then I've also cleaned off these washers. Everything's back to bare metal and then covered with a layer of lacquer so it shouldn't oxidise. So I'll stick them on the car. there, it's done, and you can't see them. Yet another wonderfully long-winded, pointless job by me. Very happy with that. So yeah, I better get editing that other video of swapping the radiator over, because that's slightly more useful. But yeah, I've got nice shiny jack points now. See you in the next video.